Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a little necklace using our SoftFlex's TGBE design kit Tree of Life. Now this is probably going to be close to the last thing we make because we're running out of beads. So let's turn down and I'll show you what I have planned for this. So what we've got here is one head pin, some chain, 18 gauge wire from out of the kit, and I've got this ball head pin. What we're going to do is we're going to take the leaf, then come here you. Now I'm going to wrap this up and it's going to be a pendant. And what we're going to do is we're going to make two little loops with our 18 gauge, one like this, which this is going to hang on, and one shallower, which is going to be beaded. So let's get this guy ready. I may not have to trim off any wire here. I just need to tuck this. Let's change and I'll hold with the square and tuck with the round or the chain nose. Come on, get hold of that little bit of wire that's remaining there. There we go. So now this is ready to go onto our lower bar. So what we're going to make is, like I say, we're going to do two little bars with this. And the one is going to be beaded and the other is not. The one that this hangs on is not going to be beaded. It's going to be really simple. We're just going to get a little length of wire out. Actually, I'll get a bit and then I'll cut it in half for both because I don't need to be picky with that. Now I didn't check to make sure all my beads would fit on here, which I should have done because 18 gauge is a teeny bit thick. So let's see if these beads will go on here. This one will. And this one will, so that's good. We'll go on. And I'm pretty sure all my spacers will too. And if they're not, I will just make them. Yeah, no problem. So what we're going to do is just cut a hunk of this wire off. And then we're going to cut this in half. Not quite half, because we want the bottom one to be a little longer. Let's see how much we have here. Now I know I'm straightening it and I'm going to curl it in a bit, but I'd rather have it. Okay, so it's 6 1/4. So we'll go about not quite 3 for my upper bar. So then they're going to be really close in size. I might want to trim this top one just a little bit off so they're a little bit further away. Then we're going to do loops on both sides. We'll use these guys. I'm just going to do a regular loop. Oops, this one needs to trim. It looks like it's a little bit. And then a regular, nope, we got to put you on first. No, first I'm going to bend it so that I've got a good bend in it. And I'm going to use the handle of my wire mandrel to do that. And it's actually bent more than I want it to, so that's fine. We'll just bring it back out some. And I'm going to take this one here that's looped up, and we're going to turn it so that it's sort of like a, looks like an eye pin. Now we'll slide this guy on here, and we'll loop this side. And again, we're going to turn it so that it looks like more like an eye pin, like so. So there is our bottom piece. This is a little more rounded, I think, on, no, there's a kinky spot right there. We don't want that, so we need to see if we can get it to, we want it to be more or less the same on both sides. And I could have work hardened that, and I may still do so. Again, we'll take this and move it around, but not hardly any on this one, because this one is going to be the upper one. It's going to be more shallow. Guess I should have rounded it some more so I could. Anyway, it's going to be more shallow. So we're going to bring it like more like this. So we want it to be like. So now we'll round this one end. And turn it like it's like that as well. There we go. And it's going to sit, they're going to sit together. I'm going to hook them together when we're done here. So now this is going to go with green bead. Bing, all the way over there, baby. And then we're going to have some spacers in between here. Be a good spacer and just do as you're supposed to, please. Then a tube. Oh, don't be naughty. Okay, we're going to have to straighten this till we get these beads on here, apparently. And then we'll have to, because the tube, even though it went on originally, it doesn't want to go around this circle. So we have to make it. So there. Then back to, then we're just going to go back and forth with the beads till we get to the end here. So, and we may not round it very much since the tube beads don't really want to go on the, oops, I forgot the spacer here. Come here, you. Some of the spacers go on fine, others are a little bit not wanting to, so I'll just have to pay attention to that as we go along here. Now let's see how far along we are here. Curl that right there. And it may be more than I need now. I think it probably is. Yeah, see, I need to take about this much off. Then we'll bend this over. Go. Now we have the little bead strand that's going to go across the top right here. And now we're going to have to curl the bottom one just a teeny bit more because it's not quite matching up. There we go. So there is our bead strand and our little bottom piece there. This out of here if I can get it to come out. Wow, that's pretty well stuck. That's too bad. I like that bead. I don't want to lose it, but I may have to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some jump rings and we're going to jump ring some chain on here. We're going to do just sections of chain, and we're going to break those with some little bead strands. So we got to decide on that first break because we want, the first one's going to be one of the green ones and then some of these. And I think I may have had, not sure if I had these in here with this little green one. I think maybe I did. So what we need, one little green one. Spacers, and I'm going to do break these periodically with one of these, and then the next one will be one of the tubes, then another green, and so on and so on. We'll have like probably maybe 2 of each on either side. So I've got a lot of extra beads than I need here, but that's all right. I'd rather have too many than not enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chain and we're going to take, you know, so much. Then we're going to break it and do our little loops here and so on and so forth up the line on both sides. And in fact, let's get some more of that 18 gauge wire out. Nope, I'm not going to use the 18 gauge. What I'm going to use is some of my old head pins. I'll just grab a bunch of them up here. And what I like to do is I just cut the head off. And you could do this like rosary chain too. You wouldn't have to, you could use eye pins and just do an eye pin on either side, and it would make it definitely easier to do. In fact, maybe we'll do that since it would be much easier. And I'll show you what I mean. So I have a whole bunch of head pins here as well, or eye pins I should say. Come on. So there's a whole passel of them there. So what we'll do is this will be like so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they'll be like this up the line with the chain. And where's my looper at? Here it is. And so we'll just take our looper, go through, there's a hole in the back there, hit the hole. It's trying to go outside. I want it in the hole. Just push it up till you get here. Bend this around, give it a little bend, and oh, close it up. So there she is. Now, I have always been of the opinion that the looper does not make the prettiest loops, but it's better than no loop. So we can bend it. And I'm going to keep making these until I get run out of eye pins, but well, that I've got here. But I want to make sure though that I have get it good and tight here. That's better. Though I do still have to tighten it up with my round nose pliers some, but it's a lot better than that original one I made. So there's one of each. So anyway, like I say, we'll just keep making these till we get as many as we want or whatever. I think I can make probably 5 or 6 per side, maybe just 5. We don't want to overdo it. Oops, should have been a big one, not a small one. I will tell you I'm not the fastest person with a looper because I don't use it very often. I generally make wrapped loops, as most of you probably already know. So like I say, we're just going to keep going on these until I either run out of the eye pins I have here, or I have like, oh, at least 6 per side, 2 of the, but I'm thinking more like probably, well, not 6 per side, but well, maybe. No, 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 don't let your pieces go around there. So now we're cutting the chains for in between our pieces here, and I've decided on lengths of 12 links. So we're cutting off a few of them here. Let's get some of these done. We need quite a few because we're going to have 1 and then a spacer, and then 1 spacer, 1 spacer, 1 spacer. Now we need 1 more just for this side to make sure that to see where we're at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this one goes here and then here. So now I need as many for over here, and once we get it all put together, then we'll see how long it ends up being, and if we need to shorten, how much more chain we need to finish it off. sometimes easier just to do our 12s just by oops, one of those is too long, or either too short or too long, and that's what I was afraid of. That's why when I'm doing shorts, I generally just count them. It's this one. It's one too short. So okie dokie. Now that we've got that all cut, we can start putting things together. Okay, so the first one is to put these guys together. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a bigger jump ring and go through here and here, and the first chain on either side. So we're going to get one of these, or two of these medium-sized ones. And then we're going to get Tinky Tots. Actually, there's one that's got more. It's almost done. So we'll get out our pliers here. Take hold. Open up. Take this bar, then this bar. And the chain. And close her up. Now we'll do the same on the other side. So we want this bar first, then the second bar, then the chain for the other side. Okay, what did we do here? Something looks to be twisted. It is. It's this side. See how one side is, if I put it this way, it twists this side. So we need to open this jump ring back on. And we need to take off our chain and our other bar here. We need to make sure this bar is straight on this side. Bring it over and bring it on. And then we need to make sure we're still going good. And we are. Now we put our chain back on. And close this baby up back up. Okay, now we'll again check to make sure our chains are fitting right, and they are. This one is still seeming to be a little bit, there we go, that's better, I think. Now we're just going to get some Tinky Tots out. Or like I say, you can just open up your jumper, your ring here to put it on your chain. And either way works. Whatever works better for you, do it that way. So we're just going to open these up and go up the line like I have these sitting here. Grab our chain. Come on, you go on. Then our first Now if you wanted to do the chain and the little connectors all separate before you hooked them on the front, that would work just fine. It's sometimes easier because you don't have that the weight of your pendant piece in the way. But That's funny. Where's the chain? It fell off. It's right here. Okay. Strange I didn't notice it fall off like that. I was like, well, where the heck is it at? Okay, here's the one side done. And as you can see, we obviously need some more chain. Let's see what this is to the middle of our bead strand here on our pendant. Maybe we'll need very little chain because that's already going to be 20 inches. That's fine. So that's going to be we'll probably put another length of 12 up this side before we put our hardware. So I could cut, in fact, let's do it. Let's cut the other two pieces. So that's all the chain we're going to need. Put one of these chains that I just cut over here on this other side here. And then we just need to do the other side up and put hardware on. And by hardware, I mean a lobster claw on one side and a larger jump ring on the other side to finish it up. In fact, there's our lobster claw. There's the one for holding our lobster claw on right there. We'll just put it right here on this side, and then this side is entirely finished. One side done. Now we're going to just do exactly the same on the other side with the length of chain, then the piece of a connector piece that we made, and then the length of chain, and just go on and on like that. So we'll get some more jump rings out. That may be all of them. We'll just have to find out when we get to that spot if we use them all or not. So we will just go up the line here. We'll put the rest of these Tinky Tots away. Not that there's many left, but we no longer need them. We're at the last stage, which is putting on our jump ring. Or I mean, not our, well, our jump ring and our lobster claw. Let's get a lobster claw out, make sure it's working good. This one's sticking. Let's see about you. Okay, now it's working fine. So we'll put this other one away. And we'll hook this one on with this medium jump ring that I've got sitting here. Lobster on. Now you could use any kind of clasp for this you wanted. I have used, frequently I use a magnetic clasp, so, and I could change this out to that if I chose to. But there is our necklace all finished. Come on, swing down like you're supposed to. Looks like we got it stuck in here. Come on, how are you stuck here? There we go. So there's our little necklace, all done. Isn't that pretty? Okie dokie, there is our pretty little Tree of Life necklace with our, that still doesn't look like it. It looks like it's more, that's better. So there we go. She's hanging off her bar. There's a little tiny bar necklace per se, and all of our pretty beaded chain as it goes up. Isn't that pretty? Now, I've been thinking that I could make, I've got enough leftover beads, I could just make a small bar necklace, sort of like this, but a little longer, and just, that's the finish of it. And so these beads that I'm using here are from the SoftFlex TGBE design kit Tree of Life. Isn't that pretty? So simple, but a little intricate to make, but still really pretty, and I think it turned out really nicely. I hope you did too. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.